Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel Astro Awareness. Today, we shall learn all about Aries Ascendant. Aries Ascendant people are very swift, they are extremely competitive, and they have very little patience. Now, let me tell you an important concept regarding the Kendra houses. The Kendra houses or cardinal houses are the 1, 4, 7, and 10th houses in astrology. For Aries Ascendant people, the Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn form the Kendra houses. They are very important houses as they form the inner strength of the horoscope. And the next very important house are the Trikona houses or the trine houses. They are also known as the Dharma houses. They form the triangle, that is the Dharma triangle. They represent the good deeds, the soul's mission, and manifestation of past life karma. They are 1, 5, and 9th houses, which represents Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, respectively. Now, let me talk about Rajyogas for Aries Ascendant people. Rajyogas are yogas that are a combination of the Kendra Lord and the Trikon Lord, and or a mutual aspect between these two planets. So let us see what and all combinations can cause Raj Yoga for Aries Ascendant people. KL represents Kendra Lords. The Kendra Lords include the Lords of Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, respectively, which are. Now let us know about Trikon Lords or the Trinal Lords. Trinal Lords are the Lords of 1, 5, and 9th houses, which are uh, Trikon Lords are Sun, Jupiter, and Mars. Now, the combination of these two, that is, the Kendra Lords and the Trikon Lords, leads to Raj Yoga. That may be the combination of Mars and Sun, Mars and Jupiter, Moon and Sun, Moon and Jupiter, Venus and Sun, Venus and Jupiter, Saturn and Sun, Saturn and Jupiter, and Saturn and Mars, Venus and Mars, Moon and Mars. So such combinations leads to the formation of Raj Yoga. But not all combinations like Sun and Saturn can give very powerful Raj Yoga effects because Sun and Saturn are natural enemies. Now let me tell you one very important combination for Aries Ascendant, which is the most powerful combination uh, that can lead to various forms of positive yogas in the horoscope. One such combination is Sun in the sign of Aries conjunct Mars in the first house. So when this combination happens, not only there is Raj Yoga formed, that is the fifth lord going into the ascendant forms a very powerful Raj Yoga in conjunction with the Lagna lord. It also forms Ruchaka Yoga as the Mars is in the Kendra house in its own house, and it also forms Parvata Yoga if all other planetary alignments support. So, just a conjunction between Mars and Sun in the first house can lead to 4 or 5 very powerful yogas, and during the dasha of Mars or Sun, it can give a king's life to the native. And the other combination which is as powerful as the combination I told you earlier is the combination of moon and Jupiter in the fourth house, that is the Kendra house, and Jupiter is the lord of the highest Bhagya house, that is the ninth house, highest Dharma house. When he comes into the sign of Cancer in the fourth house, it is not only exalted, but It is forming a very powerful Gajkesari Yoga with Moon in the fourth house. It is also forming Hamsa Yoga, which is formed due to the position of Jupiter in the Kendra house in the exalted state. And it is also forming a very, very powerful Raj Yoga. So, such combinations for Aries Ascendant are highly beneficial. Let me now have a quick look on the Upachaya houses. Upachaya houses are the third house, sixth house, 10th house, and 11th house in a horoscope. Interestingly, for Aries Ascendant, only two planets control all of the Upachaya houses. The two planets are Mercury and Saturn. Mercury controls the third and the sixth house of Gemini and Virgo, and Saturn controls Capricorn and Aquarius signs, respectively. Many believe that third house and sixth house and are very bad houses, because sixth house deals with disease, enemies, debts, etc. And third house is similarly a house of where you put efforts. But if you see the rulership of Mercury, both third and sixth being Upachaya houses, the more hard work you put, the more results you will get. And not only this combination produces good results, but it can also have the effect of yoga karaka result, because the results are equally proportional to the efforts you are putting. And Upachaya houses expands with time, it gives you good results with time. And 10,000, so the harder you work for Aries Ascendant, especially for Aries Ascendant people, you can rule until you work hard. So now let us go to the concept of functional benefic and functional malefic. You can see from the horoscope that functional malefic planets are the planets where their Multrikon sign falls in the houses of uh, 6, 11, and 3. The third house, the sixth house, and 11th house. And you can see that the two planets have their Multrikon signs in the 6th and 11th houses, respectively, and they are Mercury and Saturn. They can be called as functional malefic planets. If you look at the functional benefic planets, they include Jupiter, Sun, and Moon, because they rule all the Kendra houses and the Trikon houses. Neutral planets include Mars and Venus. Why they are given neutral sign is it Mars rules the first house. There's no doubt about that. It The first house is considered both a Kendra house and a Kona house. It's the highest benefic house is the first house, and since it also rules the eighth house of transformation, of sudden events, of longevity, the significance, the pure significance of similarly Venus, even though it rules the seventh house, which is a Kendra house, it rules a Maraka house, that is the second house. It also could be considered a neutral planet to Aries Ascendant. Similarly, let us talk about the concept of longevity. Longevity is mainly determined by two houses, primarily the eighth house and the third house. Why third house is Third house is the Bhavad Bhavam of the eighth house, meaning the higher self of the eighth house. It's eighth from the eighth house. So third house is also considered the house of longevity. Longevity is not death. Longevity is the Ayushya Bhava. The Ayushya is longevity. Death is different, longevity is different. So it should not be confused with death. So the two planets, Mars and Mercury, control longevity for Aries ascendant people. And the Maraka Bhava, that is the loss of longevity, is the Maraka houses. The second house and the seventh house, because second house is 12th from the third house and seventh house is 12th from the eighth house. Therefore, they are considered loss of longevity and therefore considered as Maraka houses. There are two Maraka houses, that is Taurus and Libra, both being ruled by Venus. Some consider it to be Prabala Maraka, but in my opinion, it's not a Prabala Maraka. Venus will not be a Prabala Maraka since it rules a Kendra house. But still, it is a Maraka planet. And for determining longevity and any planet, including the ascendant lord, can give death. So we have to check the Mahadasha, Antardasha, and all other parameters in determining the longevity of a person. And the final point I want to put here is about moksha houses, the spiritual development of a person. As you can see, the moksha houses are 4, 8, and 12. These liberate the person finally. And the moksha houses are ruled by Moon, Jupiter, and Mars, respectively. Moon, Jupiter, and Mars, respectively. And Jupiter is also ruling the highest of Dharma houses, a highly benefit planet for spiritual development in case of Aries ascendant. And for money related issues for Aries ascendant, so the main houses that rule money are the second house, the sixth house, the 10th house, the 11th house. See, since the sixth house, the 10th house, the 11th house, the three main money houses fall under the Upachaya houses, mainly controlled by Mercury and Saturn. These two planets become very important for making money for Aries ascendant, especially Saturn. Therefore, hard work is the key to make money for Aries ascendant people. And it also depends on many other combinations as well. This do hard work. So, guys, this was my analysis of Aries ascendant people. If you like my video, hit the like button. If you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you.